Andrew McCart, IFLTV, delighted to be joined by Brad Ray. Brad, first and foremost, before talking about the big fight that's coming up, how are you?
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. Happy. Things are going well, finally. Things are falling into place. So, yeah, look, mate, happy. Can't complain.
You know, they're falling into place. You've got that fight against Lyndon, who's had the mega fights. He's been fought the top guys in the division. It's falling into place. You beat somebody like Lyndon, then the world's your oyster, especially in a light heavyweight division that's tasty and full of big names. So, talk to me about this fight. It's a Manchester derby against Lyndon, blue versus red. Speak to me.
Yeah, look, it's look, there was a few names put to us. There was a few names put to them. For me, Lyndon was the biggest name. It was the best fight for me. It was the fight that got me excited. Like you say, it's a local derby. You don't get to be in fights like that very often, you know what I mean? A chance doesn't come around very often. You're lucky if it'll come around in your career. And that opportunity come up, and like, it just excited me, and I couldn't say no. Couldn't say no to being like a local derby, two local lads, such a big show in Manchester. And yeah, like, it really got me excited when the fight got put to me, and I think it's the fight that really propelled me from domestic level to kind of that step ahead. And like, I know it's a tough task, but I don't do things the easy way. I've never done things the easy way, and I know beating Lyndon pushed me on to that next level.
Well, obviously you must know Lyndon very well. I'm sure you've had spars. I'm sure you've been around the same gym and in about shows together and stuff like that. That friendliness and you've had with each other maybe in the past. When there's a local derby, when there's bragging rights, and it is a fight, how much of that friendship has to get put aside?
None at all for me until the first bell rings. Yeah. You know, I'll be respectful. I'll be shy. You know, the other day at the press conference, soon as seeing him over, shook his hand. It's what it is. But as soon as that bell rings, I find it very easy to forget about that. I've done this since I was a little kid. You know what I mean? It's just the mentality. When that bell rings, you forget about all that. You've got a job to do at the end of the day. And like, November 1st, I've got a job to do. And you know, you see a lot in boxing. People have to pretend. They don't like each other, or they have to try and create this narrative. You know, they have to try it. It's not for me, you know what I mean? I like Lyndon, he's a nice guy, we get on, we sparred rounds, you know, I know his team well, I know Pat well. 12 rounds, I've been trying to knock him out, you know, as simple as that.
You're going to try and knock him out, that's something that Bibble couldn't do. What makes you confident that you can go in there and maybe knock him out? Because if you knock Lyndon out or stop him in some way, then that light heavyweight division is on notice.
Well, I know that I'm capable of knocking anyone in the division out. I know that I hit hard enough, and well, I'm always after the knockout. You know, I'm a fan-friendly fighter. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what before I'm a fighter, I'm a boxing fan. That's what I do. You know what I mean? I like coming to the shows. I like sitting at home watching the fights, and you know, I want to see knockouts. You know what I mean? I'm not going in there to win on points. I want to get people off the season. I want to get people excited, and. I've not been on these big shows for a long time. People might have forgotten about me. People might have been swept under the carpet a little bit. You know, but I want to come. Last fight, people saying fight of the year contender. You know what I mean? I want to be in these types of fights. I want to be knocking people out. It's the aim of the game at the end of the day.
Like I said to you, you beat Lyndon. I mean, light heavyweight division is probably the best division in boxing right now. When we've got guys like Joshua Boatsi, Willie Hutchinson, Benavidez, Benavidez, Bivol, Yard. I mean, I've rattled off a few names at the top of my head. There's probably a lot more. You, Lyndon as well. Like I say, the world's your oyster. Obviously, Lyndon there's bragging rights and whatnot, so that's going to add that fire in your belly. But does that carrot at the end of it, where you beat Lyndon there's bigger names, there could be a big more shows like this, does that give you that extra fire in your belly?
Yeah, definitely, because I know it can be the bridge. It can be the bridge from being looked at as a domestic level fighter to a world level fighter. Because Lyndon's been at that world level, competed at that world level, and you know, see, Queensbridge's the place to be if you're like everywhere at the moment. You know what I mean? You've got 8 of the best in the country, and when you look at him, there's probably 3 or 4 who are domestic level, 3 or 4 who are pushing world level. You know what I mean? And this would be me trying to jump up to that next stage. So yeah, look, it's exciting times, taking it one fight at a time, but I believe that I'm good enough, I believe that I can do it, and I work hard, you know what I mean? I put the work in, I feel like I work harder than anyone, and that's what it's about at the end of the day. And Yeah, like, I'm excited to get
I can see it in your face. Listen, you've had it, since I've pushed record on this camera, you've had nothing but a smile on your face talking about this fight. So I can tell you're excited because, like I said, Lyndon Arthur got the Benavidez fight in the back of a Lyndon Arthur win. Like I said to you, man, the light heavyweight division is probably the best division in boxing right now. It's the most dangerous division in boxing right now with the Benavidez and the Benavidez. Does that put a smile on your face, the fact that you've got dangerous men at the top end of this?
Yeah, well, that's what it's about. I'm a dangerous man, what do you mean? Well, you know, that's what it's about. That's what this game's all about. You know what I mean? It's not about being in easy fights. It's not about picking, oh yeah, I'll take that fight. You know what I mean? I want to test myself. I want to get me the best, and I want to prove that I can be one of the best. And yeah, look, like I say, that's what it's about at the end of the day. That's what I want to do.
Talk to me about Benavidez versus Yard. I mean, Yard's up against it against somebody like Benavidez. He's the Mexican monster, is known as. When you look at that fight in their season, November 22nd, I think it's November 15th. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, I think I'm a big Benavidez fan, mate. And the fact that they're just saying, well, you know, a few years down the line, that could be an important. We need to get that on. Yeah. I'm not a fan of him. Well, I love watching him fight, and I think he beats a lot. I think he beats Bibble. I think he beats Benavidez. He's such a handful.
You did that?
I do. Yeah. I think in a few years, Benavidez is going to clean up. I think he's going to beat a lot. And he's such a handful. And look, Yard, it's hard enough to knock anyone out. But I just think Benavidez is going to be a little bit too much for him.
Well, let me put this to you then. You just said that Benavidez knocks out Bibble, knocks out Benavidez.
I think he beats him.
Okay. What happens when you face? If you had to face Benavidez, what happens if you two face each other?
I'll smash him.
Yeah, you got it.
Obviously.
No, you never know. You might do. You might land that.
It's cruising by then, hopefully.
Hopefully he does move up. He's a big boy. I've seen around him. He's up there. Like, he's a big man. One final one for me before I let you go and enjoy the rest of the night. Lyndon Arthur, local derby. Like I said, there's nothing better than two. If it's two Glaswegians, two Manx, two Skelses going at it, there's nothing better to watch. What's going to happen November 1st?
Fireworks. We've got a fireworks. Yeah, it's going to be a great atmosphere. You know, the Co-op Arena is going to be bouncing. We're going to have a great fight. We're going to put a show on for all the fans. And yeah, look, I'm going to leave European champion. And still European champion. Then we're going to go out. We're going to get on the pints. We're going to have it off.
There you go. Don't have too many. We'll have a big fight at the end of that.
Sunday.
Listen,
Sunday.
Glad I get moved by Ralph, so I better move. Thanks, man. I'll see you soon. Thank you.